Welcome to the State Netball Centre for round 9 of the HART Sapphire series between the Brisbane North Cougars and the Ipswich Jets. Joining me today is Zach von Hoff. Welcome, Zach.
Good afternoon, Dom. How are you?
I'm very excited for this game. Obviously, 1 versus 2. Brisbane North Cougars leading the ladder to Ipswich Jets number 2 position. So very excited. How do you see this game, Zach?
Yeah, it'll be very interesting, of course, with the Cougars on top, and they've only had that 1 draw, whereas the Jets have had a loss this season. So, yeah, I'm very, very intrigued. Everyone likes the top of the table clash, and it gets us excited for what potential finals might look like as well.
Right.
So, yeah. Both teams will be very keen to get a win on the board over the other team today. Yeah,
and as we look to, obviously, the screen, this is the ladder as of now. So Brisbane North, like we were saying, top of the ladder. Ipswich Jets, QT Wildcats just got a win over the Northern Rays, so boost their percentage up. Bond University Bull Sharks, and rounding out the ladder is Carina Lee's club, Tigers, USC Thunder, and Northern Rays. Obviously, the Thunder and the Tigers are yet to do battle up the coast. So, obviously, we will see the result later on tonight. Obviously, the Ipswich Jets are starting at goal shooter Charlie Bell, goal attack Lucy Benjamin, wing attack Steph O'Brien and captain, centre Brooke Hams, wing defence Leah Woolno, goal defence Siobhan Sherlaw, goalkeeper Bridie Condren, and subs are Bridie Payne, Ash Garrett and McKaylee Cock. Coach is Tracy Jeans Fraser.
If we look at the Brisbane North Cougars, we've got goal shooter Riley Holland, goal attack Binion Hunt, wing attack Chanel Dyer, and starting centre today is Ali McLeod. Wing defence Maddie Hinchcliffe, goal defence Bella Sorby, goalkeeper Remy Camo, and on the bench we've got Mia Stour, Naomi Fitzpatrick, and Heidi Osborne, of course coached by Liz White.
This is Bella's first game back from her ACL injury. So starting off at goal defence with Ruby Bakewell-Doran not in the team today due to injury. So congratulations and fingers crossed for obviously Bella Sorby. It was devastating. I was on court with her when she did her ACL, so it's good to see that she's back and playing at this level. But yeah, so all the best to her and obviously both teams as well. So just before the whistle blows here, obviously like we were saying, the Brisbane North Cougars have had to change their starting lineup just a bit. Ipswich Jets come into the game at full force. Bridie Condren comes on at goalkeeper, had a time off last week due to injury, and she's back on the starting 7. So interested to see how this goes. And congratulations to both the umpires here, Cara Wenner-Berm and Stuart Ting. Here we go. Battle of the top 2.
Touch straight away from Maddie Hinchcliffe.
She'll have a lot to say today against, obviously, Brooke Hams and Steph O'Brien in the other mid-courts. So very interested to see how she goes. Nice strong take by Steph O'Brien against Ali McLeod. There's a couple of obviously strong matchups today. I'll be interested to see what are your positions or what's your key matchups, Zach?
The shooting circle is always exciting to watch, I think, at both ends. If we just look there, we've got Charlie Bell versus Camo straight away. And, of course, we mentioned Bella Sorby coming into the team, so it'll be very interesting to see how she goes. But, yeah, the defensive lineup by the Jets are also very, very exciting with Condren and Woolno and Sherlaw as well. So, yeah, I always like watching the defensive efforts in the circles. They're, personal favourites, so...
It's interesting to see, obviously, Lucy Benjamin start goal attack.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rosie Baker is out, possibly due to injury as well. And Bridie Payne comes on the bench up from the Sapphire, the Ruby League. So we'll see how Lucy obviously runs out at goal attack the whole game, most likely.
She's a very strong shooter, though, and been one of the most prolific shooters in the competition so far. So I'm sure she'll still be putting up quite a few shots there today, just like that one.
It'll test out her fitness. Goal attack role is much different to the goal shooter role, but I'm sure she'll be up to the task. So nice early lead by the Ipswich Jets. Brisbane North Cougars are not known for their good starts, unfortunately, but obviously I just saw a Rice look kind of like a side eye by Liz White, just checking out the score, making sure what's happening up there. I'm sure she'll call a tactical timeout if she needs to.
I guess it'll take a little bit of time for Bella to work her way into this game as well.
Yep.
You know, having not played this season at all, there'll be a lot of excitement and I guess a bit of anxiety coming into the game. So she'll be testing out that knee, no doubt.
And that right knee is heavily strapped.
Yep.
Obviously, she'll be testing it out with a few dodges here and there, but she'll be all right. And she's got obviously a great defensive end. Partnership with Camo and obviously Hinchliffe as well. Great shot there and great pass in by Binny and Hunt to her offsider and Riley Holland. And it's just obviously the Ipswich Jets just had that handy lead, but is coming back to haunt them, I guess. Brisbane North Cougars has come back at them, looking to even up the scores here through Riley Holland, and does. Obviously, coming down to the mid part of the season, Zach, it's essential that obviously both teams get a good handy lead in the first couple of quarters, obviously with the bonus points at play as well. Oh, Charlie Bell,
nice,
great grab over the top.
Yeah, well, those bonus points have come in quite handy to a few teams. So, and as we creep towards finals and with some teams, you know, relying on those bonus points a bit for those wins, it'll be interesting to see what happens as we creep a bit closer to the finals. We know Bull Sharks have been coming home very strong towards this second end of the season. So, yeah, it's exciting times ahead.
Yeah. Bit of a coach killer there, and Binny and Hunt with just a step, unfortunately, right inside the circle. So Liz White will hopefully tell her shooter to shake that one off. That's a great grab there by Lucy Benjamin underneath the post. So, obviously we were talking about the bonus points. Brisbane North Cougars have, I believe, got the most bonus points in the competition, and that's why they're leading the competition as well. Obviously, they've had, like you said, just the one draw of the season, so handy for them. Just a little bit too quick there for Dyer, unfortunately, out on the outreach arms. Oh, well done. Bella Sorby into the game already. She looks a little bit ginger on that knee. I'm sure it'll free up in a moment's time. Oh, great contest there by, obviously, Ellie McLeod on Walno.
Yeah, Walno is quite the competitor out on the court, so she'll no doubt be given a few knocks around the edge of the circle.
Yeah, this competition, or this two teams go at it each and every year. I've had some fiery contests back in the day of obviously the state league, and I'm sure it's the same this year. So looking down the court, obviously that's a great cut there by Brooke Hams. Nearly bowls her partner over in Lucy Benjamin, getting out of the way. Great shot there. Lucy's right up there, like you said, Zach, obviously with the shooting percentage.
Yeah, currently sitting at 84% for goal percentage. So I guess all shooters like to be over that golden 80% mark. So and she has, as you said, played a few quarters at goal attack every now and then. So as a goal attack, having a percentage that high, it's great to see as well.
Yeah, yep. And early in the season, obviously, Rosie Baker was the dominant goal attack, and then Lucy was the shooter, offsider, I guess. And Rosie was starting off quite well. She went under the radar for the last couple of games, a little bit inconsistent, unfortunately, and then obviously Tracy Jeans-Fraser had to switch it up and put Lucy back there. Oh, well, at the front, I guess. But she hasn't been disappointed one bit.
Yeah, I think there's been some versatility in that shooting lineup for the Jets, and Jeans-Fraser hasn't been afraid to use that lineup as well, which is good to see. As with the Cougars as well, like quite often we see the shooting load shared between the three shooters. Of course, Mia Stour, the third shooters for the Cougars, and no surprise there that they've all got really good percentages as well. So.
Yeah, it's very handy having obviously three of the prolific shooters in the competition in one team. So obviously Cougars are lucky in that way, and I'm sure Mia Stour will come on court in this game just to change it up, like you said, Zach. Oh, well done. That's a great drive there by Riley Holland, and great execution by the pass from Ali McLeod.
The two Cougar shooters have the ability to just mix up their play quite a bit. Beanie and Hunt was on the hold then, and Riley being out of the circle and using that baseline drive to effect. So interesting to see how that develops throughout the game.
Oh, and Camo comes into the game with a nice intercept or a nice tip away from Charlie Bell. Charlie Bell just needed to go up with two hands. She's obviously got a little bit more height on Camo there, but was a little bit lazy in the take. And Dyers just tipped it out of the court, holding up the play of the Ipswich Jets. So Woolno will take the throw in here at the State Netball Centre. We do have a bit of a crowd building for this, obviously, top of the ladder leaders here, but feel free to obviously come down to the Queensland State Netball Centre. Well done, Bella Sorby there. She's starting to get the rhythm of the game back in her legs.
A couple of tips, touches and turnovers. Good to see by her, shaking off those nerves, that's for sure.
And she's a really confident player as well, so getting those early tips will be essential in her game here. I'm sure she's on reduced load though, so obviously the trainers and the physios of Brisbane North Cougars will have close eye on her and seeing how she pulls up. Short shot there by Beanie and Hunt, but does collect her own rebounds.
So 8-7 here, so Cougars have the opportunity to equal the score.
So a completely different game to the one that I just commentated between the Northern Rays and the QT Wildcats. Obviously, two very different teams, but just a little bit more contested here and a little bit more, I guess, their transitions are much more dominant, and their passes are executed quite well. So it really just shows, obviously, the leaders and the teams that are rounding out the competition.
It's no surprise probably either that we've got the two best teams as far as turnover conversion and centre pass conversion on the court as well. So look to see those any turnover capitalised straight away. Yeah,
like this one here. Yeah. That was a good hands over by Maddie Hinchliffe. And obviously a good pick-up by her captain and Chanel Dyer. And that elevation of Benny and Hunt there.
Great job getting it straight back.
Yeah. Just a couple of passes into the circle. Just a little bit too, I guess, delayed or late from the Brisbane North Cougars, and just allowing the Ipswich Jets to come through and get that late touch on the ball.
It's unusual for the Cougars because it's quite a characteristic of their play to let that ball go really early and not allow the defenders to set up. So I'm sure they'll be looking for that to be improved.
That was a great block there by Bridie Condren. Benny and Hunt's release was a little bit too low, and obviously the tall arms of Bridie was able to get over the pass and slap it down. We see a throw in to the Ipswich Jets, looking to obviously transition down the court with 3.5 to go in this first quarter of the Round 9 HART Sapphire Series here at the State Netball Centre. nice and easy, obviously, transition down the court. Steph O'Brien, unfortunately, didn't have to step on there. Just stepped on into the hands of Ali McLeod, and Ali was able to tip it away and really force that ball.
Just an inability to finish off in the circle here at the moment, so we need to see one of these teams kind of sink a goal and just put a stop to this turnovers that are happening.
Yep. So if this quarter is drawn at whatever, obviously, score, both teams get an extra 1 point for their bonus point. Obviously, if Cougars or Ipswich Jets come away with the lead from the first quarter, they get 2 extra bonus points. So interesting to see, obviously, just under 3 minutes to go. It's locked up at 9-all. And Camo comes in and spoils the party there for the pass over to Charlie Bell.
Yeah, it just looks like the Jets were just trying to slow the play down a little bit, I guess, and control the pace of the ball a little more. An offensive contact called, unfortunately, incorrect throw-in.
Big call there by the umpire. Good to see. Remy Camo has come into this HART Sapphire series as well as the state league last year. With a bang. She obviously was in the Division 2 team for quite a while, and with Tara Hinchliffe going up to obviously the Queensland Firebirds has really Camo's was able to come into this team and has taken the opportunity with both hands and run with it. I spoke to obviously Liz White last week, and she's really, really impressed with her goalkeepers, I guess, strength and ability to adapt as well. So Cougars will look to take a 2-goal lead with the Ipswich Jets to take the centre pass.
Yeah, Jets need to capitalise here quickly and then send it into the Cougars' possession and try and force a turnover.
Good defence there and good patience. Oh, well done. There we have it. Camo as well. Just strong arms, long limbs. She'll match up quite well against Charlie Bell. Obviously, Charlie's got the height on her, but Camo's really dogged so far.
Yeah, her movement is tremendous in the circle, and her ability to move around a player, and of course her elevation, and just driving onto those last little bits to get those tips and then force the turnover.
Yeah. We either saw that.
Just a little bit of confusion there with what the umpire was calling. So the turnover has gone in the way of the Jets.
Oh, once again, Camo. She's on fire so far.
You've really talked her up.
I know.
And she has
It's because she can hear me. Me and Rem have something secret going on. I put a little microphone earpiece in her.
Yeah.
So with 20 seconds to go, obviously Cougars will want to get this ball nice and quickly down the court, but they will come away with the bonus point. Bonus 2 points, sorry. Just over the top there. That's the way.
Yeah, not forcing that ball in, knowing that they had the time there, the Cougars, so excellent job.
Yeah, and Steph O'Brien will not be rushing to take this centre pass. So first quarter of this round 9 Sapphire series here at the State Netball Centre. Brisbane North Cougars leading the Ipswich Jets 13-9. We'll just take a short break and we'll be back with you. Welcome back to round 9 of the HART Sapphire series here at the State Netball Centre between the Brisbane North Cougars. Sorry, I was about to say Queensland Firebirds. Brisbane North Cougars versus the Ipswich Jets. Cougars getting the chocolates over the Jets so far, 13-9. We see a bit of a change here, Zach. Obviously, Michaeli Hawks coming on at centre. And I believe Brooke Hams has taken a seat on the pine on the bench.
Yeah, Chanel Dyer also coming into centre for the Cougars. And Bella Sorby has come off goal defence, probably to rest that knee, no doubt.
Yeah.
First 15 minutes at the Sapphire Series, so...
And it was played at quite a quick speed as well. Yeah. Heidi Osborne's obviously come on at wing attack there. Unfortunately, just got pulled up for her footwork there.
Yeah, sort of interesting to see what effect these changes have because, the Cougars kind of ran away with it in the last few minutes of that quarter. So,
yeah,
interesting to see if the Jets maybe can capitalise on that.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what, obviously, Liz White's thought process was to take off, obviously, Ali McLeod and put Dyer in at centre and bring on Osborne at wing attack. But she's obviously an incredible coach and she knows her stuff, so... Yeah, I'll be interested to see how, obviously, Osborne comes on at this game here. Not normally a Brisbane North Cougar. Obviously, started her career up the sunny coast and obviously moved down to Carina Tigers last year and played in the State League team, in their Tier 1 team. And then, obviously, has come across to the Brisbane North Cougars while Macy Gardner is up in the Firebirds. So we look here... in just a miscommunication between obviously Maddie Hinchliffe and Heidi Osborne there.
I guess expected with a few changes on the court that there has been a few balls slipping through the hands and a bit of miscommunication, so it'll just be whichever team settles. Yeah,
and Naomi Fitzpatrick just got a tip there. Good to see, obviously. She's I believe she's captain of the Ruby Cougars team, so really good to see that she's come on and stamped her authority on the game already. Nice, great shot there by Riley Holland. She's nice and her shooting percentage is nice and high for this league, is 91% so far in the competition, so really good to see, obviously, a dominant shooter nice and high with her shooting percentage. So,
off the post.
Binny and Hunt nearly tried to do a three-pointer there. Just didn't factor in the post, unfortunately.
So it'll be important that the Jets capitalise on these turnovers. Their turnover conversion that first quarter wasn't great at only 40%, much lower than what they have been for the season. So they'll be definitely looking to make that an area of improvement here, and that's happened with Charlie Bells just then. So.
Yeah, and I see Tracy Jeans-Fraser talking to Bridie Payne on the bench there, so possibly a bit of a change coming up in the near future. She does have the goal attack bib on. I would imagine that obviously Luca Benjamin will go on at goal shooter after she swaps out off court.
Well, as you've stated just then, you're on the commentators' gem today. She stepped into the
eyes on everything.
Box.
Here we go. Look, yep, she's putting on the goal shooter bib. God, I'm good. Still got it.
The court awareness, the court sense. Can't lose that. It's a nice goal there by the Cougars. Oh, Riley was home alone in the circle, but Binion not willing to let that ball go.
Sherlock all over the back of Binion Hunt there. And Osborne just kind of let the ball go and let it dribble into the circle, and obviously Binion Hunt was smart enough to pick up the scraps there.
No defender of the Jets wanting to pick that ball up.
Nice quick ball. Oh, that's a bit of a step, but anyway. So Ipswich Jets, that was a nice play there by them. Nice and quick. Obviously, quick ball release is essential for, obviously, their attack end.
That's the ability of Lucy Benjamin and what she brings to that goal shooter position, that she'll be have the strong hold, but then she'll really confuse that space for the defenders as well. just not willing to let that ball go there, Payne, into Benjamin. I guess respecting Camo's defensive work in that first quarter.
Yeah, once again, obviously, Maddie Hinchliffe just getting a touch on the ball there and was able to force it out of play. Good footwork by Camo there around, obviously, Lucy Benjamin. She was trying to set up for the hold, but Camo was just able to get the feet around and move her body around so she wasn't caught up on the body. So Cougars looking to transition this ball down the court for a turnover conversion point. Great drive there by Binny and Hunt. Oh, well done to Bridie Condren there. Was able to tip it out, and it is Cougars' ball, unfortunately. No one could back her up there with the touch. It's good to see, obviously, both umpires letting contests go as well. So we spoke about, Max and I spoke about, obviously, in the last game, the umpires were calling a little bit too much and not letting the flow of the game really progress. And that advantage call was nowhere to be found, I guess. But both umpires today, obviously, in Stewart and Cara, are doing really well with these two teams here. Yeah,
very seasoned umpires on the court there. So great work by Cara and Stu.
Great movement there by Steph O'Brien and great pass into her shooter. Unfortunately, Lucy Benjamin just couldn't get her fingers around it. Camo's probably having the best game of her life at the moment. She's had a bit of a during season holiday to New Zealand, I believe, with her partner there last week, and has
maybe
really
that's worked wonders.
Yeah, yep. Maybe Liz will let everyone go on holidays. I'm sure she wasn't happy during it, but she'll be very happy during this game here. Looking at Camo's, obviously, percentage of intercepts and tips. So we look at some of the stats so far, and obviously this quarter here, Zach, obviously, the shooting accuracy of the Brisbane Cougars 100% to 67% of the Ipswich Jets. So that's where we see, obviously, that 6-point lead as well come into play. Just looking down, obviously, some of their centre pass conversion rate for Ipswich Jets a little bit down in 60%, and circle entry conversion rate is 57%. So Tracy Jeans-Fraser will not be happy with her team with those two stats. Obviously, looking at the Brisbane North Cougars, turnover gain conversion is 100%. Centre entry conversion is 100%, and then even centre pass conversion is 80%. So doing quite well.
And I guess that's just the work that Camo and Fitzpatrick are doing, and Sorby in the first quarter as defenders, because the Jets aren't having it easy, and I guess that's why we're seeing a lower conversion rate from what we're typically used to seeing from them.
Sorry, Zach, I'm just on a butt in there. A bit of an offensive contact to Lucy Benjamin. She is one of those shooters that will go up to the hands of the defender with the ball, and she normally gets away with it, but not today with Cara. Said she's not allowed to do that, so obviously Cara saw that. She forced the ball into the defender's hands. Oh, great tip there by Condren, and great pick up by Sherlaw under the post there.
So really important now for the Ipswich Jets just to convert this. Good chase, unable to capitalise.
Steph O'Brien's quite speedy. She was unable to get that ball, but tried to tip it in, and obviously Camo, once again, just straight after us talking about her, she's in the thick of things, and she was able to pull it in and obviously get a turnover for her team.
Gee, there's lots of pressure in this game. There's hands everywhere and lots of little tips and touches getting in all the... and we do see a Sapphire short break being called by the Ipswich Jets. So obviously Tracy Jeans-Fraser noticing that her team are down 7-4 in this quarter and just need to really settle it down.
Yeah, so obviously with a tactical timeout, each team is allocated 1 per quarter, and that's 90 seconds allocated, obviously, for the timeout here. So Tracy Jeans-Fraser is already pulling bibs off people and changing things up. So I believe Sherlaw might be going to goalkeeper and Condren might be going to goal defence. As we look to, obviously, the Brisbane North Cougars, I don't see any change coming into their team. Obviously, Liz White will be loving this little bit of a lead, but they've got to keep pushing it and don't slacken off, because obviously the Ipswich Jets are a good enough team to come back at them. So what do you think Tracy's going to be asking of her team, Zach?
I definitely think it's probably a little bit of patience. I guess when they get that turnover, there seems to be a lot of excitement and the ball's being released down court. But these defenders from the Cougars are just doing such terrific work that the Jets are going to need to just, play with a little bit more patience and pass that ball around and be confident to release that ball into the shooters as well. I think potentially just a little bit too much respect is being paid to Camo and Fitzpatrick at the moment. And the Jets just need to be confident that Benjamin and Payne will take those balls. Yep.
And I believe that Mia Stour has been placed on at goal attack. So Benny and Hunt's just taken a wee bit of a break on the sidelines. I don't think much will change in the attacking end of Brisbane North Cougars. Stour's obviously had a great season in A&L with the Queensland Fusion, and then obviously under 19 state team as well. So looking forward to seeing her run out at goal attack. Normally see her at goal shooter with the Cougars. But yeah, very excited to see. Oh, bit of a replay or step. Yep. Great call there by Stewie. So obviously Ipswich Jets look to transition this ball down to a shot at goal.
Yeah, that defensive play over the transverse line really strong by Hinchcliffe and Dyer. Nice quick play by Benjamin. Just unable to convert.
Unlucky there for the Cougars defence. Yeah, Benjamin just caught obviously the front of the goal ring there, unfortunately. Camo's got, I think, into her head a little bit. She'll hopefully snap out of that quite quickly.
Well, she has the experience too.
Yeah.
That was like a double falcon.
Yeah, that's using your head there, we'll know. She'll take that for an intercept tip. Hinchcliffe getting a caution there. Unfortunately, just overcooked that pass, O'Brien. Benjamin wasn't able to go with two hands and rein that in.
Probably a little of that excitement and eagerness to let go of the ball then. So, yeah, just not paying off.
Yeah, just a little bit scrappy by both teams so far in this second quarter. Just after, obviously, that short break in that 90 seconds tactical timeout. So it is essential, or is quite hard to come out of a tactical timeout for both teams, especially sometimes the one that calls the tactical timeout, because you want to implement all the coaches' points, what they've stated to you before, obviously during the break. But yeah, it's very hard to come out of a timeout. Fortunately, Stour just unable to convert her first goal there.
Yeah, it's been a while since the Jets have really been pushed like this this season, I guess, too. So.
Yeah, and obviously Brisbane North Cougars, like I said, not known for their good starts, but they're quite a dogged team, and they will come back at you even if you have got a lead on them. Like we saw in that first couple of minutes of the encounter today, Ipswich Jets got out to a handy little lead, and then obviously Cougars came back firing.
Yeah, a bit of quick play here by the Cougars, and all of a sudden they're out to 9-goal now. So, yeah, some nice work and quick release passes, that second release, which has really worked for them.
And we see a rolling sub once again by the Ipswich Jets. Ash Garrett comes on for Sherlaw there. So wanting a little bit of a change up in that defensive end. Obviously, Jeans Fraser has tried a few combinations in that circle, but unable to really... Oh, great pass there by Dyer. Oh, unlucky on Stour. Unfortunately, just got a footwork call there. But that's a bullet pass by Dyer. She is known for that quick release. Able to see the play a couple of seconds before most players there.
Great defensive pressure here by the Cougars, just really limiting the options and space for the Jets, but finally get to the circle edge and able to get into the circle.
Yeah, after quite a number of passes. Great rebounds by Camo there.
Unable to convert the Jets at the moment, and that's really, really hurting them.
Yeah, they're almost, they are playing like they're trailing, and you can see it obviously from the stands up here where we're commentating, Zach. So the patience is key, I think, for them.
Just playing with a bit of panic.
Yeah,
I don't think they need to win back this scoreline right now, but they just need to start showing a little bit more consistency. And defensively, I feel like they need to put a little bit more pressure on, because it's unlike them not to have that full court defence by the Jets. It's all a bit too easy for the Cougars at the moment.
Like to see that called advantage there. Obviously, bringing the ball back to just beyond the transverse line is no advantage to the Cougars. It was more of an advantage to the Ipswich Jets.
Yeah, just allowing to set up their defensive structure there, and that forced the turnover. Good tip by Wilno.
Stour's just finding herself in this game. Has had a few calls against her, a step and a couple of wayward passes. So hopefully she gets her mojo back in this game. Oh, and once again, just a breaking call, unfortunately. Someone needs to go over to her and give her a pat on the
shake.
Butt, or on the back, sorry. And getting her back into this game.
And Camo's got the tip again, just that ability to get her hands around. Fantastic work.
So 15 seconds to go. Obviously, the Brisbane North Cougars have been able to secure this bonus point once again. So they're 4 from the possible 8 so far, leading this quarter 11-7. And just unable to convert that last goal. So Brisbane North Cougars 24 to leading the Ipswich Jets 16. So we'll take a short break in this halftime and come back with you for the round 9 of the HART Sapphire series down at the State Netball Centre. Welcome back to the second half of this round 9 HART Sapphire Series game between the Brisbane North Cougars and the Ipswich Jets. Cougars just getting out to a convincing lead of 8 in that quarter, and obviously the game leading the Jets 24-16. Zach, what do you see for this second half?
Yeah, well, if we look at some of the stats that are on the screen there, that turnover conversion is a big one, I think, with that 85% for the Cougars, with only 50% for the Jets, so quite low. And then we see shooting percentage really drop dramatically in that quarter, 76% for the Jets and up to 83% for the Cougars. So great defensive work by the Cougars, really getting in the head of the attack for the Jets, I think. And then it's that ability to transition down the court, get it into their circle that the Cougars have been doing really well, because I think a quality of the Jets' play has been to set up that defensive structure and really hold up teams when the conversion, when the turnover happens. So they just haven't been able to do that today. The midcourt by the Cougars doing a great job in getting the ball down quickly.
Yeah, and another stat was the centre pass conversion rate was quite low, 57% for the Ipswich Jets, and I believe 87% for the Brisbane North Cougars. So for a league such as the HART Sapphire Series, obviously 57% for a conversion rate is way too low, and you're never going to win, unfortunately, with a conversion rate that low. So obviously, hopefully, the Ipswich Jets does pick up their game a little bit in this second half here. Just moments away from the first centre pass of the second half of the Sapphire Series. And Ipswich Jets out to a flying start. Charlie Bell back on at goal shooter and takes the first honours in the shot there. Sherlaw has gone to wing defence.
Yeah, Woolnough into goal defence. Woolnough has had quite a good game for the Jets in that wing defence position, so hopefully she can translate that into the circle now.
Yeah. Great shot there by Riley Holland. Great shuffle shot there as well with her mid-court there. Obviously, a shuffle shot is when you the shooter gets the ball, looks at the post most of the time, and then shuffles back, obviously, with the ball being in the mid-court's hand, and then gets the ball back again. Bit of a footwork call on Lucy Benjamin there, unfortunately.
Yeah, we know Mia Stour got called for a couple down that end in the previous quarter, so the shooters just need to be mindful of their footwork down that end.
Yeah, and we see Ali McLeod come back on at wing attack for the Cougars. Heidi Osborne's obviously taking a break on the bench. And Stour still keeps her position on that goal attack. Hopefully she has the confidence to go to the post. Oh, well done.
Yeah, good job by Woolnough, almost getting it. Just falling on top of Holland just at the end.
Great shot there again. So all shooters 100% so far. So far in this second half of the game. Obviously, shout out to the sponsors, HART Sport, Powerade, Legassic Jewelers, Mizuno Shoes, and Mount Franklin, and Netball Queensland, obviously. So we see, obviously, the MVP for this series getting the Katie Walker Sapphire, Zach. Obviously, a well-deserved naming rights, and obviously Katie Walker being the stalwart of our game.
She might win her own trophy yet. So
possibly.
Stay tuned. She's been playing very well on the court so far.
Yeah.
But it's going to be stiff competition. There's lots of great players out here, and we can see it already today on the court.
Yeah, and there's obviously a couple of players on court here that are up near the leading board of the MVP award. Great shot there by Stour. I believe, obviously, Biddy and Hunt was, or possibly still is, the leader of those votes there. So she can't get too many votes on the bench, but obviously, hopefully, she comes back on court and can get a couple of, obviously, votes from us. Keeping my lips tied still with all my votes.
A bit of a tunnel ball being played there at the moment, but picked up by Lucy Benjamin.
Great shot there by Charlie Bell. He's come back on court really confidently, going to the post.
Yeah, she probably just needed that opportunity to have a look at what Camo was doing, because she definitely got dominated by Camo in that first quarter. So it's always good to have that opportunity to see what a defender is doing and to adjust your play.
Yeah, and Stowers shaking off the early nerves. Here we go. Oh, I thought she was going to get a tip right on cue. But yeah, she has shaken off those early nerves of the game. Has had 2 shots so far, 100%, 2 from 2. Good to see, obviously. I saw that she was having a chat to, Binny and Hunt was having a chat to her on the sideline in that halftime break. So really good to see, obviously, both shooters having talks on the sideline.
Just a little bit better defensively at the moment, the Jets. They've come back and played more what their style is, I think. A bit more challenging for the Cougars to get through that transverse line, and Leah Woolnough really not allowing Mia Stow to have any easy balls either out the front, which is making the Cougars work a little bit harder.
Yeah, and that was a little bit lazy defence by Woolnough there. Really got in the face of, obviously, Mia Stow, and really just stood there and didn't take, obviously, the opportunity to get out of the defending space. And then, obviously, Kara deeming that she was way too close and an easy shot to Stour.
Oh, great job by Sherlaw, just tipping the ball to Bell.
So Brian will take the penalty pass against Hinchcliffe.
Hinchcliffe has been really good on O'Brien today. I think O'Brien, potentially has been a little bit quiet out there, but, she's been running and giving it her best that she can. It's just that Hinchcliffe probably is getting slightly better of her.
Great tap in there.
Benjamin can't keep it in.
The toes were just over the line there, but great chase down by, obviously, Steph O'Brien. Right on cue, as you were talking about her, Zach. Trying to get her...
Trying to help a teammate out.
Yeah, yep. So Stow will just look for a shooter in Holland. Great pass over the top.
Yeah, these defenders just giving away easy penalties, aren't they? Making it really easy for Riley Holland to sink those goals when undefended.
Oh, that's a beautiful pass over from Stow to Holland there. Ipswich Jets are almost like starstruck in this game so far. I think they were quite confident coming into the game. Obviously, they're quite a confident team. Talk a lot of, I'm going to say, smack on social media about, obviously, the game leading up. But, yeah, really haven't come to play here so far. But never say never. Still a lot of time in this game here. So... hopefully they come back at the Cougars. And
yeah, it'd be good just to see them, settle a little bit and then sink a few nice, strong goals once they get into that circle and just start putting the pressure on the Cougars and see what happens to the North Cougars.
Yeah. Cougars probably haven't had a lot of pressure put on them so far in this league. So it would be interesting to see if the Ipswich Jets can get a little bit of a roll on. A couple of passes go to plan, unfortunately not that one. And yeah, see what Cougars have to offer under a bit of pressure.
Just a couple of easy passes being overcooked there again, like Benjamin trying to release the ball quickly, but just not being able to find the hands of Bell, and it's converted down the other end with Holland.
Bella Sorby might be coming back on here. She's just warming up with Benny and Hunt. Possibly just to get a couple of Ks back in her legs. Just an off shot there by Stour, unfortunately. Ipswich Jets taking the throw in.
Well, the defender stayed in there. the hunt then. They didn't give away an easy penalty, so and then that's what happens. Missed shot.
Great back up there by Steph O'Brien to Woolnose.
Oh, Dyer.
Steals it away from the Ipswich Jets.
She's just got great vision down the court and what's happening with the play to be able to nip off some of those intercepts like that. Oh, Holland. Ballet skills almost coming into play there. No luck.
Bit too quick for her, unfortunately.
Just getting a little bit messy here at the moment.
That's a good settle by Hinchliffe. Just took the time, told her team to come to the ball, not away from the ball, and was just able to take a couple of seconds to breathe through that passage of play. So we obviously have a final game up at the Sunshine Coast between the Tigers and the USC Thunder later on this day. So be interested in see how those two teams go at it as well. Both sitting quite similar position on the ladder. The Tigers are sitting 5th at the moment, and Thunder is 6th. So
they'll be desperate for a win.
Yeah. Especially their last home game as well, the Thunder. And we were just watching a bit of the Suncorp Super Netball. The Lightning, unfortunately, a little bit behind the Vixens at the moment. So it'd be interesting to see how that game finishes up. I believe Michaeli Hock is coming on at wing defence. Sherlaw is to run off.
Yeah, just getting a bit easy for the Cougars at the moment, having a little bit of a run, and that leads out to 16 all of a sudden. So
yeah, just a blink of an eye. And
this happened a little bit in the last quarter as well. The Cougars just had a bit of a run towards that middle part of the quarter, and Cougars again getting the turnover. So Benjamin not showing the signs that she has all season of one of the leading goal scorers, so just struggling a bit today.
Yeah, and this third quarter is obviously championship quarter, and Cougars have taken that to heart, and they are leading the quarter 15-6, so really dominant performance so far from the Brisbane North Cougars. Oh, great chase there by Hock, unfortunately couldn't keep it in. And great pressure put on Hock by Riley Holland. Obviously saw the ball coming towards her and tried to chase it down. Might have given a wry boo in Hock's ear just to scare her out. A great hold there by Riley Holland. Just a miss there. Uncharacteristic miss from Holland.
Jets lucky to hold on to that. There was no one. That ball was thrown in just into space. And turnover again for the Cougars. So Jets just unable to find any consistency in that attack line at the moment.
Yeah, a little bit too easy from the Ipswich Jets defence line. Oh, just once again a miscommunication by Dyer and her shooters. Just a little bit way too easy down court defence by the Ipswich Jets. The Cougars were able to get the couple of passes uncontested there. And we've had a change up in Bryony Payne come on at wing attack as well. Steph O'Brien looks like she's set to come on at goal attack. So Lucy Benjamin might just take a position on the bench.
Quite the interesting change up if that occurs.
Yeah, Steph O'Brien's obviously been a goal attack through the junior years, and I believe that she is, when she was contracted with the Lightning, was a bit of a goal attack as well. So interested in see how she goes playing against, obviously, Naomi Fitzpatrick. I find Naomi one of the unpredictable goal defence in both leagues, obviously the Ruby League and the HART Sapphire series. She doesn't get the raps that she deserves, I believe. She's been hard at it for many years. been very unlucky in selections, not to be selected in some of the teams over the years, but she's been kept at it and obviously being rewarded here playing goal defence.
Well, the Cougars aren't short of options in defenders, are they? So,
no.
Of course, Bakewell Doran at the moment not playing this game, so...
No, got the hoodie on, so she most likely, I think she's had some ankle injuries in the past, so might just be a stinger there. So Jets just coming at the Cougars a little bit late in this third quarter here.
Yeah, need to finish the quarter strong so they can hopefully have a good fourth quarter. I guess that's their one saving grace, that they can reset in the fourth quarter and hopefully come home strong.
Unfortunately, not. Oh, well done to Holland there. Was able to keep the ball in. And well done to Ali McLeod.
Bit of a pirouette there by Holland, but able to then shoot it for a goal.
So just with a minute to go, obviously the Brisbane North Cougars 41 to the Ipswich Jets 25. And here we have Steph O'Brien's first shot at goal and nails it.
Successful. Good little swing there. Charlie Bell just re-offering, and then O'Brien free under the post.
Yeah. Brookhams needs to really have a little bit more defensive pressure over Dyer. She's just strolling through that midcourt, able to get it on nice and early on the top of the circle as well. Steph O'Brien just trying to edge her team on late in this, obviously, third quarter with 20 seconds to go. Dyer trying to, a little bit too speedy for her own good there. Stepped on and no one really came at her. So Steph O'Brien will have the last say, and she does. Here we go.
Good job.
It's a comeback. So Brisbane North Cougars take that 2 extra bonus points and the quarter there. 42 to the Ipswich Jets 28. Join us back here in a moment for the last quarter of the round 9 of the HART Sapphire series. Welcome back to the last quarter of the round 9 HART Sapphire series between the Brisbane North Cougars and the Ipswich Jets. Cougars leading 42 to the Ipswich Jets 28. The Brisbane North Cougars have come away with 6 extra bonus points, so obviously them leading the ladder at the moment, the extra bonus points is crucial, I guess, Zach. So looking forward to this last quarter.
Could be a really strong statement to come away from this battle, 1v2, winning all 4 quarters too. So they'll no doubt be looking to finish this strong, whereas the Ipswich Jets, I guess, they're just looking for at least 1 quarter.
Yeah, 1 quarter, 2 extra bonus points. Yep. They'll be happy. That is not thunder in the back. That is just the volleyballers getting nice and rowdy up here. Obviously, the State Netball Centre is playing host to not only the HART Sapphire series, but I believe it's their State League volleyball comp as well. So it is nice and loud and a little bit hard to hear sometimes, obviously, with the umpires' calls and everything like that. But the players are doing quite well. So a nice tip there by Camo. Once again, and Bella Sorby's come back on at goal defence. So we were speaking about her early in the game, obviously coming back from an ACL. I think she did an ACL, her PCL, and an MCL. So she's
the whole alphabet.
Yeah, oh, definitely. So really good to see, obviously, her back on court and getting some Ks back in those legs. Great shot there by Stour. That's a turnover gained to the Cougars. So we see, obviously, Steph O'Brien stay in at goal attack. That was probably the best pass of the game from, I think it was Dyer to Binny and Hunt there. Bit of a bounce pass. Liz White would have been holding her breath. Oh, Camo straight back in the action.
Again.
Not to be outdone, obviously. She heard I was talking about someone else and she wanted something else to talk about. So Cougars just looking to obviously convert this centre pass here. Great long pass there over the mess to Binny and Hunt from Bella Sorby. So, Zach, with a 16 goal lead here, do you think the Cougars can kind of take the foot off the pedal, I guess, or do you reckon they need to really put the dagger in the Ipswich Jets?
Oh, they'll be looking to really turn that dagger in there as well, I think. Would be very unlike the Cougars to take their foot off the pedal. They will be wanting to come away with all 8 points and really send a message to the entire league that going strong into finals, that they'll be an unbeatable team. Yeah,
and obviously it's good to see. Well, it's they're stamping their authority, I guess, because obviously they'll get Macy Gardner back once the Firebirds finish their campaign, and obviously Bakewell Doran as well. Penny and Hunt, unfortunately, thought she got away with it, but just a throw into the Ipswich Jets. So Brisbane North Cougars obviously getting 2 players back to their team. Look, obviously quite comfortable here playing against obviously the Ipswich Jets, being in second position. So they'll just go from strength to strength, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how Bella Sorby comes into it as well with a little bit more game time also.
Yeah, I think her role will be that third defensive player. Obviously, Bakewell Doran will take that goal defence position. Camo will take the goalkeeper, and Hinchliffe will be that wing defence starting position. So she will be most likely that fourth or third option, I guess. Which I don't think she'll be too disappointed. She's coming back. Yeah. This is her first game back for over 12 months, so she'll take it in her stride.
Good luck to any attacking team who comes up against them, because all those names you mentioned are fierce competitors. Yeah. So they'll bring nightmares, really.
A team of superstars. But finals is a different kettle of fish, I guess.
Definitely a clean
speed from Steph O'Brien. Almost a short pass to Charlie Bell.
Oh, strong rebound.
That was very dogged of Charlie Bell there. Bit of sass as well. Here's that speed to Steph O'Brien. Just adding a little bit of flair to the game.
I guess they need to show a bit of that doggedness and determination here, because it's those, little 5-10%ers that are allowing Camo to get around the body and steal those intercepts. So they just probably need to show that little bit more strength, the Jets.
Yeah. And obviously the Cougars are respecting, I guess, the Ipswich Jets and not laying down and letting it go easy. Obviously, we're partway through, obviously, the fourth quarter here, and Cougars are up by still that 16-point margin, but they're not laying down by any means.
Yeah, well, they are up in this quarter, 7-6 now, so still ahead. Still time for the Jets.
Yeah, and Liz White will always want more from her team. Oh, bit of a stinger to Ali McLeod just on her ankle. She'll be right.
Run it off.
She's a tough North Queensland girl, originally from Townsville.
Just an offside call there, unlucky by O'Brien.
Just need to do a little bit more work, the two shooters of Brisbane North. Getting a little bit stagnant. And tactical timeout. Well timed by Dyer. Yeah, saw that obviously Ali McLeod was a little bit sore after that take. And yeah, Liz White, she is not happy. If we can get a clear, close-up shot of her, possibly. She didn't want that call, that timeout called, but Dyer wanted something else. So. Yeah,
look, I think it's an opportunity for the Cougars just to come together. They are only up by 2. They'll be wanting to win this quarter, so yeah, maybe it's an opportunity for McLeod just to sort that out.
Yeah, I find it funny because I was normally the one that was getting yelled at by Liz White, so it's good to see someone else.
She's got a lot to say.
She does, and she's got the moves to show it as well. She wants a little bit more pivoting from her players, so we might keep the camera on her. She might give us a shuffle shot
down there too. Why not?
As we look to, obviously, the Ipswich Jets, Tracy Jeans-Fraser, just asking more of her players, really having a chat to Steph O'Brien. I don't think Steph O'Brien's really the problem in that team. She's working really hard, getting a lot of ball into her shooters in Charlie Bell. But yeah, Tracy's just wanting a little bit more from her. I think her whole team really to rein back this deficit, obviously, from the Cougars here.
Well, typically in the last few quarters, we've seen the Cougars have a really strong middle 5 minutes. So,
just an offside call, possibly on Stour there. Just her toes over the line there. Yeah, before I interrupted you, Zach, you were definitely right in saying, obviously,
Camo again getting around the body. Bell just needs to take that ball a little bit stronger. I think she's just a little bit flat-footed and not just coming onto the ball.
Yeah, whatever Camo did last night / this morning, she needs to do every week because she is on fire. And that's a great feed in there by Stour to Binney and Hunt. They know how each other work and where each other is at all times of the game, I would imagine.
I think Binney and Hunt just provides a lot of that variety. She sometimes holds and then she sometimes spends quite a bit of time outside the circle. She's such an unpredictable player, really difficult for those defenders to know how to combat what her plans are.
Yeah, and her elevation is next to none in this competition. Obviously, Max and I were talking about Lenora Miss's elevation, but Binney and Hunt's probably got a little bit. It would be interesting to see their elevation. I was about to say their vertical jump. Let's get it out. See which one's got the hops. Well done. And great left by the umpire there. Could possibly have called contact on either of the defenders, but let it go because obviously the advantage was to the Ipswich Jets in Charlie Bell under the post. Just a bit of an arm there around Binny and Hunt of Bridie Condren. Good rebounds there by Stour. Probably the shortest player in that circle was able to pick up the loose scraps. So Cougars just coming away with a little bit of a lead in this quarter. Obviously winning this quarter 11-7. We'll want to keep those points coming. Oh, well done, Di. Oh, no. Hard done by, unfortunately. Oh, Camo's had a seat on the ground.
Oh, well, she deserves it.
I was about to say, yeah, let someone else have a bit of an intercept or something. Yeah, so obviously Cougars have got the bonus points so far in this quarter, 11-8 so far. But Ipswich Jets will want to have something else to say about that and want to win a quarter.
Oh, geez. Di just looks like she's got so much time on her hands at the moment. Like, she's leisurely running down the court and then she just leisurely puts that ball into her shooter's hands. Unfortunately going out, but trying to get it back.
Right on cue. She nearly had it. Yeah, it's the age, I think. She's rejuvenated. I won't tell you how old she is because she'll find me up here and probably clip my ears. Not a day over 21. Let's just say that. Payne's doing really well in this, obviously, team. Not normally in the Sapphire team, normally in the Ruby team, but she's doing quite well, holding her own, obviously, against Maddie Hinchliffe.
Yeah, it's a hard task for her today up against someone with the calibre of Maddie Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, and Garrett's back on at goalkeeper. So was a ballerina back in her day. So I believe she is nearly 2 metres high. So she is
that extra height is
quite a tall girl.
Does confuse the space a little bit and just makes those feeders doubt some of the passes in.
Yeah, and she did get the opportunity to be a training partner in the inaugural Sunshine Coast riding team. Oh, well done, Stour. Oh, nearly robbed. And she is quite a smart cookie as well. I believe she's got a degree in medicine.
And she gets the tip.
Give it to her, please. I need to talk about everyone. That was unlucky to Garrett. I thought she had the good 3 feet and wait. Oh, Maddie Hinchliffe.
Jeez,
this game of full. Oh,
again.
Here we go.
Can't even talk about anyone at the moment. There's just too much happening.
Just the oohs and ahs of the game, hey?
These are the games you want to watch.
I was about to say, too many highlights. Our tech people can't keep up. Fingers going too slow for all the intercepts. Oh, well done, Bella Sorby.
Yeah.
Steph O'Brien, just offensive contact there. Try to barge her way through. And we've had Osborne come on for Ali McLeod as a rolling sub. So a little bit too quick for their own good Cougars there. Just unfortunately cooked it over the baseline.
Yeah, well, if Jets can convert this, it does bring them within 1 goal in this quarter. So
well done,
it's
Hardy
really
Osborne there.
And yeah, good work by Hock to keep that ball in as well. So just playing quite patiently, but getting caught.
Oh, I thought Bella Sorby was right to take a seat on the ground. She did get a bum in the chest, I guess, from Steph O'Brien there. Might try and see a replay to see if we can see it. Here we go. Yeah.
Really testing out that knee.
Yeah. I would have given it to Bella Sorby or given her an Oscar.
It's always hard, and we can always be a judge from here.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'm the biggest judge. But I could definitely not do the umpire's job. So
I feel like we're missing some of those awesome facial expressions that we used to see from you on the court.
Oh no, that was in my heyday. I keep it all locked away now. So interesting. Obviously, this quarter is a little bit closer than we've had previously. 14 points, 14 goals to 12 to the Cougars with 2 and a bit to go. Oh, and have a bit of a... Oh,
it's intimidation's been called on Sherlaw.
I think it's on Garrett, actually. Stuart had the eyes for Garrett there, so just intimidation, unfortunately.
Still having a good swipe at it, though, Garrett. Stewie Ting still chatting to the defenders, making sure they know exactly what is okay and not.
Maybe they can't understand him with his mustache on his lip. Oh, unfortunately. Outreached arm to Brooke Hams just from Steph O'Brien. Just cooked it a little bit too much. So, a couple of moments to go. Obviously, Cougars have, I'm going to say, secured this final bonus point and taken out the 8 points on the game as well. And then, obviously, the 10 full points in the win as well. So
it's quite a... It's a great effort here by the Cougars, and I think the Jets will be very deflated after this win, I think. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this week at training. I don't think it'll be very easy for them at all.
No, I would not. I would like to be a fly on the wall with Tracy Jeans-Fraser. She normally has a lot of footwork planned for each session, so I'm sure they'll
get their fair share.
Yeah, they'll get a lot of blisters on the bottoms of their feet after the footwork that she normally puts us through. So 40 seconds to go. Last quarter of the round 9 at this. Oh, well done, Brooke Hams. Oh, Stour has other ideas. Oh,
jeez,
a little
pong.
bit. Yeah. Oh, is it a step? Oh, no. Okay. Play on. So obviously there's one more game of the round 9 HART Sapphire series up the Sunshine Coast between the USC Thunder and the Carina League's Tigers. So you can follow that game on the live stream on YouTube as well as Facebook. Oh, well done, Camo. Still having her say in this game.
Yeah, really playing a 60-minute effort there.
Yeah. And there we have it. Charlie Bell has the last say in that this game here. So the Brisbane North Cougars, very convincing win, 60 points to the Ipswich Jets 41. So obviously the Cougars are going to be pretty much the team to beat, I guess, at the moment.
Yeah,
well, pinnacle.
They gave it to the Wildcats last week, and that was their drawn game. And now they've in the first round. And now they've defeated the Jets quite comfortably in a 1 versus 2 battle. So. Yes, it's going to be interesting for the rest of the season now to see who can kind of give a shake to this team, because they're looking quite good. Yeah,
and sometimes you almost, I'm not saying you do, but you almost want a loss before finals. As a player, I never wanted to lose, but as someone looking in, sometimes you want them to be cut down a few notches just to see how they go with coming off a loss. But I don't think that's going to happen with the Brisbane North Cougars. They look too settled, too experienced, and obviously getting Macy Gardner back and as well as Ruby Bakewell-Doran, they're going to be tough to beat.
I think they have the experience and the class and the ability to go through this season and then take that into finals as well. It's not like they haven't been here before, so...
No, and as we look to, obviously, the Ipswich Jets, like you said before, they look a little bit deflated, unfortunately. Heads are down, hands on the hips, and Tracy Jeans-Fraser just looking to, I guess, boost those spirits up, saying, obviously, it is a loss, but they need to work hard in coming away from this game, and obviously they will come away better and better players, I guess. So thank you, Zach, for joining me today.
Been a pleasure, Dom. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure with you. So like I said before, join the live stream later in the day between the USC Thunder and the Carina League's Club Tigers later on. Thanks for joining us. Round 9 of the HART Sapphire series here at the State Netball Centre. We will see you next week.